Test. There we go. It's working. Gonna move this. Hello, everyone. Yeah, back with a with another surprise live stream. Oh, giving me an error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Such viewers will experience buffering. Stream status poor. Yeah, OBS is kind of freaking out too. I don't know what's going on. Okay, my stream may have frozen up for a second. It's still giving me the same error. Are you guys able to hear me at all? OBS is saying everything is fine, but YouTube is telling me that it's having errors and stuff. Are you guys able to hear me right now? Let me know in the chat if you're able to hear my microphone. Oh, there it goes. The problem just... Huh. The error just went away now and it says that the connection's excellent. I don't know what's going on over at YouTube. I assumed at first that the issue was my VPN because it was like connected very far away, but I set it back to the United States and I think that might have fixed it. It just took some time. Okay, so I'm listening to my own stream and I am hearing my own microphone. I asked you guys to tell me if you could hear me. It's alright. So yeah, let's get started on some art. Let me, I need to move this. So yeah, I'm doing things a bit differently today with my drawing setup. Oh, I need to ping my server. Copy link. I didn't earlier because I was thinking I might need to restart the stream. Let's see here. Okay, I got that sent out. And here we go. All right, so this is part of what I'm working on. Oh, my tablet. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so get my tablet. So I'm doing things a bit differently today. One is I actually took my tablet and I have it propped up now. So just because I've always drawn with it flat on my desk, but I feel like the table my computer's currently on is a bit tall compared to my office chair. So I'm gonna try elevating my my tablet a bit, like kind of just tilting it towards myself. So this will be different because in like the years I've been doing digital art, I've never drawn this way, but we'll see how that goes. But the other thing is, I still have not finished my ref sheet. I actually started over and I made this. I'm actually still working on drawing this side, just because I feel like the proportions look a bit off in some way. So there is that. But yeah, this tail, by the way, about the tail, yes, this tail is canon. This is to scale. He's a big floofer. He got a big bushy tail. This tail over here, although it's smaller, I just drew it there, so that I can see how the body looks with the tail, without just totally covering it up. But once the ref sheet is done, though, this tail won't be here, and it'll just have the little circle there to mark where the tail connects, so that you can see the entire back design on my ref sheet. But yeah, I still have not finished my fursona design for Pine Fox, and that's something I really need to work on. But overall, though, in my years of like drawing digital art, I've never really done any studies or anything like that, or really practiced a whole lot. I would really only draw art. And so I feel like I desperately needed a refresher on just proportions and stuff like that, because in my previous ref sheet, which was in my previous live stream, I felt like I want Pine Fox to kind of like, I kind of like want his body shape to be kind of similar to mine, which I'm like slightly overweight, but not really like super obese. So just a little chubby. So that's what I wanted to do with the proportions. And I wanted the ref sheet to reflect that. And so that's why I scrapped the previous ref sheet and started working on this. But I feel like, so the current way that I would draw art, if I go through the history of how I've been drawing, the first way I learned to do proportions is actually from Zillion's How to Draw Furries tutorial, that the video that every aspiring furry artist is bound to watch. I would actually do this, and then I would lay out the thighs. I imagine like the thighs almost like, let's pretend this is a body, like a side view, like here's where the tail is, connecting to, this is kind of like the hips, belly, like butt region of the furry. So like here's their chest, and here's the arch in the back. I still need to figure out how to do the arch in the back properly. And then this is their chest connecting down like that, and then this is their shoulders. So let's imagine like this is a furry. To do the thighs, I imagine them almost kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. Like it's almost like, imagine like a watermelon with the top and bottom like cut off and like slightly elongated. That's how I always thought of it. It sounds really weird, but like, so it would, for like the thighs, I would always do something kind of like this. And then I would imagine like the next part of the leg kind of sticking out a bit and then closing back in. And then we would have the pobs. That is actually probably one of the best legs I've ever drawn. That looks way better than it usually looks on the first try. I mean, there are a few things that look off, but overall, this is how I would do Digilegs. I'm seeing all your compliments in the comments. Thank you guys. Kind of like that, you know? That's how I would do the leg proportions. Another way I've been doing is kind of the what a lot of people call the tentacle method, where in your very basic layout, you just draw where the limbs need to go, kind of like this. So let's imagine that's where the hips are. This is the chest. These are the arms. Of course, these are not remotely the correct proportions, but you get it. This was another method I was experimenting around with. However, though, for trying out, although this works really well for like the shapes and the volumes behind a character's design, it really struggles to encapsulate certain proportions. So for example, I actually started practicing more proportions, and you can see, let's say I wanted to draw somebody almost like a hero, like who's like super strong and buff. You can see this method just doesn't work. It doesn't capture it very well at all. But then I remembered there's a method that involves like trapezoids, so I tried that out. And now you can see, though, with like human characters, this really works well, and I could definitely see this implemented in like my furry art if I'm drawing a character that has proportions that can't be captured well with my more common method. But yeah, I also wanted to make sure that I had a firm grasp on different body proportions using my current method. So I just kind of drew like sort of more, I don't know if this is really thin, but more of just somebody who's kind of just about like your average body type, and then just kind of made them more thick just to see like what it would look like. And so I kind of want my persona to be somewhere around here, around here-ish. So in this ballpark. But yeah, you can definitely see though like the body proportions in this using the trapezoid method. So that's another thing that I want to work on more. But and the other thing is though with like the thighs and drawing that, on my ref sheet, let me find it. I did something completely different, where instead I actually I drew this kind of shape. Because I realized like with like the legs, they if we imagine like the belly region as a sphere, and then like if I were to draw one of like the legs here, it kind of connects like this, like it goes here and then it goes up the side like that, you know what I mean? And then that's where the back is. Let's draw then the other leg like this. I'm gonna move this back a bit. Heck, I can't see my keyboard behind my tablet. That's one issue. No, not the right button. There we go. But yeah, just a little tail there. But you get the idea, kind of. So what it does is it kind of curves this way and then has like a flat connection. And then now over here, you're looking at like the side of the chest, and then right here's the armpit, and then this is where the arm connects to the body if you move up a bit. So that's what I did. So there we go. Really want to snuggle him now. Aw. So for example, so that you can see the shape of this, if I were to draw like a grid on this, that would get curved. Heck. So if I were to draw like the lines up here at least, you can kind of see how it connects. And then it goes down because it's they kind of shrink inward because this part of the leg is receding away from the viewer, and then it moves back towards the paw. So this is the kind of shape that I used for the thighs. And I also realized an important thing. It's that the legs really, they kind of continue up past like the belly region, and then they kind of I'm trying to think of how to describe it. So like here's like the chest and here's the belly. It kind of goes in a bit from the chest, and then it pops back out about halfway between them. And then that same curve continues to make the legs. Like that. That doesn't look right. There we go. Something kind of like that. And this same curve is what starts at the legs. And so that's what's reflected here. This needs to be more like straight across. And then, yeah. So that's how I'm also starting to lay out like the shapes and the volumes for my persona. So overall, just refreshing on all that and also trying to figure out the right proportions. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this as it is. I feel like I might make a few minor adjustments. I'm not sure though. One thing is, I think the torso and the chest are a bit too close together. I'm not entirely sure. I should flip the canvas, see how it looks. So there's before. I can't see my keyboard. This is not good. Let me move my tablet. Okay, so this is before. If my keyboard shortcuts are gonna work. Okay, they're just not working. I'm just looking at this, deciding what I want to do. Okay, one thing that looks off, I'm noticing, is this leg, this part of the curve here. Here, let me use a different color. This part of the curve here on the leg looks like it's starting too early. Like this curve needs to be here on that sphere. Let me just try moving this. I think that's why it looks off. There we go. That looks a lot better. Yeah, it was kind of sticking out a bit far. I don't know. And I think the other issue is this is too far back. No, it's still out a bit far. Heck. Okay. Why are proportions so hard? Let's see. You know what? I might... Why is my eraser... There we go. That's better. What if I just erase this and just redo the leg? Let's see. It's gonna kind of stick out. And then curve back in. Well, now I think of it, like with like the Digileg, it's kind of very sudden, the change like this. Like this is like the knee here is somewhat smooth, but I know like this is very sharp. So maybe that's the issue? Hmm. Well, thank you, Zebo Fox. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It just looks off. What if... Ah! I'm just gonna make a copy of this. Yeah, I know it's you. No Frost. Yeah. I'm just gonna redo these legs. Something about them just isn't agreeing with me. I'm gonna give my previous technique, the watermelon one I talked about, I'm gonna try that. We're gonna see how that does. So I can imagine on this side, I don't know, if I just kind of lay out where I want the legs to be, we have something that kind of looks like this almost. Don't really know. So whenever I draw this, like, let me try it here as well. That's sticking out too far. I think part of the issue with the previous one is that I had the foot kind of just facing the viewer dead on, while this one was off to the side. I'm not entirely sure though. Because like his torso's kind of facing this way. Like that. Yeah, that doesn't look right. It kind of looks more natural like this. So this is where the thigh is. And then the leg shrinks in here. I think I should draw where the paws go first. Let's try that, because I know that's a thing that some artists try to do. So if I... this... I don't know what I'm doing. I think I need to give myself some more space to draw the legs. I'm probably just not giving myself enough room. That might be it. Let me just shrink this down. Yeah, I think that was the issue, actually. I just wasn't giving myself enough room on the canvas to draw the legs properly. Yeah, if I compare, like, the feet paws, that looks about right, yeah. Then the leg shrinks back down. So the Digilegs should look something like that. That is very long. That is very long. I don't know. I'm like... What if I tried this? I feel like the feet paw is a bit small. Now the leg looks too short. This is too far over to the right. Like this. I don't know what I'm doing. Something with the flow doesn't work. Like, it just looks weird. Oh, thank you, Zebo Fox. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with this. Like, I'm imagining here, like... Like, this right here should be the knee. Y'all are a bunch of simps. Like, if I look at this, I think this Digileg I drew here looks really nice. Ah! Wrong layer. No, move the thing there. Like, if I'm looking at this... This is like the top of the thigh here. And then the knee is like right here. And then... You got the paw there. So when I look at this, this is... I don't know, it still looks off. This looks a bit too wide. Hi, Red. Oh my god, I genuinely have no idea what I'm doing. Let me, here. I know I have something around here. I don't know where I put the file. Ah. Okay, I think I found something that should help me. Ah. Here we go. Yeah, this is by Bandari. I included their name down there in case anybody wants to look at this themselves. So yeah, I can see like they did something very similar to me, like the oval kind of shape for the thigh. Because, yeah, like, when it comes to, like, my style of drawing, like, I don't include, like, all, like, the complicated anatomy, but I do need to learn anatomy. But I just need something simple, like, just the shapes and volumes, so that I can get the general shape correct. Like, I don't know, it's really tricky, because I know, like, one thing is, like, the paws need to stay below the body, because otherwise your center of gravity doesn't line up and it looks like your character is about to fall over. But yeah, and also the other thing is like, I don't know if I'm just overthinking it and being indecisive as usual, but like, I also don't know, like, if like my digileg is like too long, or if the angle is too sharp and all that stuff, because yeah. I don't know. And also, I think the other issue is that you can't tell where the knee is on this, really. Like, if I were to go to my example drawing over here, like, I can... Let me merge this with this layer. Let me move this over. So when I look at this, the digilegs are right around here-ish, I think. Not entirely sure. Gotta check something real quick. Yeah, so I'm looking at this. So I'm starting to see here, though, like they use like a straight line and then it just becomes another straight line once again. And I think part of the, like, it feels like this is too thick right here. Yeah, it feels almost like this looks like my persona's crouching a little bit. Like the angle is very steep. What if I try rotating it out a bit? You know what? I want him to be standing tall in this reference I'm drawing, so I'm just gonna... So this is an example of like a side view of a furry. Can't see any buttons on my tablet. There we go. Oh wait, that's the eraser. Ah, what is this doing? Just select the friggin' pen. Why is this not working? Oh my god, my buttons just... They just don't want to be visible. Interesting. Okay. So whenever when I'm drawing this, then I move this here. Let me expand this sphere a bit. Like that. And then I feel like the pawn needs to be down a bit more since he's standing straight now. But yeah, like the pawn needs to be around here. Like you can see how like now the paw is directly below the body, so it's supporting the center of gravity. It's not like out here or something. If your persona is just standing up straight, you don't really want the paw like out here or out here. Right around there looks good. I'm having that issue again where I'd never give myself enough canvas. There we go. That should be good. And then I just needed to decide what angle is appropriate for this. This doesn't look right. Maybe something like that? Let me try something else. So I know that about halfway down the below like the knee, so like right around here, I know that's when it stops going back and starts coming back towards the front. Ah, that looks better. I feel like overall this is a bit too wide. I'm just gonna shrink it in a bit. Yeah, drawing furries is really hard, but I think it's just because I don't do it enough. Because I hardly ever draw, and I really need to do it more. Okay, I'm gonna erase all these lines around it. I'm gonna see if it looks good. one of my favorite songs by Bad Snacks. That doesn't look too bad. Let me add in those lines again for reference. So we can see here it it's not letting me, it never goes to the right layer. So like right here is like the top of like where like the thigh connects, and then it goes down here like this, and then that is the base of the foot where it's touching the ground. And then about halfway down, a little more than halfway down, actually the knee is like right here. So like halfway in between is the knee. And then halfway between the knee and the floor is where the digileg bends back towards the front. I think that's how it works. We're gonna try it with that in mind. So I'm gonna erase all this. So I'm gonna just draw the thigh to start off. It looks a bit wide. Oh no. I've never tried like having like the oval out more. Maybe something like that. It'd have to be a lot bigger though. Why did it move over so much? There we go. Something kind of like that. Now it needs to like, the knee needs to be like down there. What if I just kept this thigh as it is? I feel like that might look fine. Okay. Yeah, so this is like the top of the thigh here. This is the midpoint. So right around here-ish is where the paw needs to touch the floor. And right around here is where the digileg needs to come back towards the viewer. Looks like a protogen leg. Yeah, I was gonna say like, this technique kind of reminds me of how artists draw protogens. I also just remembered I was also wanting to talk about my YouTube channel and what I want to do with it, but really focused on the art right now. I think I need to make this a little longer to accommodate for the knee. Like the knee is gonna be right here. Ooh, that looks better. I think part of the issue isn't necessarily the leg proportions, which I do definitely have a slightly better grasp on now that I've practiced it for like 2 seconds. Also, I didn't warm up. I didn't warm up before I started drawing. Like at this point, I've already warmed up. That might be part of the issue. And also, I think it's because this knee isn't agreeing with the perspective. Like my character is clearly facing this way, and his torso is facing that way. His face is facing that way. And then I was thinking, well, maybe his leg is kind of twisted out like this, you know, pointing towards the viewer. But maybe that's too steep, because if I pretend his other foot paw is here, right, and it's pointing this way, then that means like he's kind of standing with like his feet kind of pointing out, you know? And then we have this angle between his feet like this. And I think the issue is it looks unnatural because this angle is too wide. I think that's where our issues are coming from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the knee so it's more this way. And then to make the foot agree with that, I'm going to move that this way a bit. You know what? I'll actually have to redraw the foot to make it work. And of course, another thing I just noticed is the leg is absolutely ginormous compared to the rest of the body proportions. But once I get the leg proportions correct, then we can correct that. There we go, got the little foot paw. This needs to go back more. So if I divide this into the sections, we get something kind of like this. Except the issue, now I'm seeing the other issue. This foot paw looks like it doesn't line up with the center of gravity. It's too far out. So it needs to be kind of here. And then I'm going to take this angle and kind of flatten it a bit so it looks like it's facing towards the viewer a bit more while still pointing in the approximate direction of my personas, the way he's facing. And now we have something like that. That actually is a major improvement. I think that actually looks pretty decent. Now, the issue, of course, I'm noticing here is just how freaking huge his legs are compared to him. Like, if we look at his height, like, let's do it from, like, the back of his head down to the ground like that. This is leg. He is over 50% leggy. So I think the other issue is that his legs, overall, I think like this leg by itself looks really nice now. I think the issue now is that it just doesn't agree with the size of the rest of the body, which is very easy to fix. Man, I need to draw traditionally more too. But drawing without Control-Z is painful. It reminds me of a time I was in art class back before I graduated high school. And while drawing, no joke, out of sheer habit, I made a mistake and my left hand reached forward and did the Control-Z motion. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm not drawing digitally. I'm not sure how high this needs to go. Ah! Didn't mean to move it there. Yeah, let me rescale it a bit. So it's something more reasonable. Like, that looks too small. I'm also going to see what happens if I widen it a bit to make it look a bit more thick. I think it's time to flip the canvas and try it from a different perspective. Well, I'm looking at this now. This is Pine Fox's height. He is still over 50% leggy. Very thick boy. Yeah, Snowfrost, he do be a very thick boy. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be around there. Let me look at some other furry art by some other artists who are way more talented than I am. And see if, let me, I'm just gonna do it on my second monitor with my browser, so you guys won't be able to see it. Oh no. Who's another furry artist? Oh yeah, there's Xenon Claw. Let me look at his art. Ah! Here we go. So this is some art by Xenon Claw. I was trying to find, I know, I like to kind of reference Xenon Claw's art if I'm trying to look at other art where they use a similar method for the proportions that I do. Because I know they, let me pull it up here. Because I know they have a similar method that I do. Why is this flipped horizontally? Oh, I flipped the canvas, that's why. But yeah, like if I just look at this art, I'm looking at a lot of people's other art, but it's a good way to learn proportions. Like overall, I'd say the proportions on this character looks very nice. So if I were to reference the height, but I need to remember his back is arched. This is gonna look really weird, but I'm gonna make him stand straight. I do what must be done. Why won't it select it? Select the friggin' area. Do you guys see this too? Oh. Wait. There's the lasso tool. My subtools keep changing for no reason. I don't know if I'm just accidentally hitting a shortcut key. But like, if we imagine he's standing straight, right? This looks goofy. You know what? Nah, that looks weird. Like, I'm looking here. Like, he is a little crouched down, you know, like holding onto the cup, but like his legs are still bent a bit along with his back. So overall, I don't think it should be too off, but anyway, like I'm looking at this here, and he is about like 50% legs in height. So I guess that is, I guess I'm just, I don't know, I'm just kind of overthinking how much, or, yeah. It's just that, I don't know, this looks off. I don't know why, but it does. Like, if I get rid of these red lines... Where is my lasso tool? I can't see the keyboard and I'm used to doing the shortcuts. I forgot there's literally a panel on my screen of the buttons that I could just use instead of trying to do the keyboard shortcuts. There, that looks better. Let's see how that measures compared to everything else. So here's the whole height of Pine Fox. Here's the top of the thighs. He is still over 50% leggy. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm just being too, I don't know, maybe I'm just holding back too much from shrinking it. Something like that, maybe? This circle is totally messed up now. Maybe something like this? I don't know. You know what would be smart? What if I just marked out... Let me go on another layer. Mark out his height. And then this right here is where the top of his thighs are. What if I was just smart about this and just did this? And if this is right, his legs would end around here? That seems too short. I don't know. Let's try it and see how it looks. It's probably going to look really weird. Yeah, that's like really small if I do it that way. I'm gonna make it a little wider. Yeah, I think part of the issue is that the legs just look too tall, maybe. What if I just did this? Ah, wrong layer. I think I just needed more distance between the chest and the belly. And then I'm going to erase this because this does not line up with the proportions now. You know what? Where does the new circle lay? I think that's something we need to establish. Like this, maybe? So I know that for the other leg, I want his knee to be like here, like pointing that way. So let's do that. This needs to come down more here. And of course, though, because of the effects of perspective, so if I draw it like this, his other paw will be like around here. It looks off. Maybe I am making the legs too short. Yeah, let's leave it like that, and I think I'm just gonna adjust the top for now. So right there is about where the knee is. And then right around here is where the leg needs to come back forward. Like that. This is why you don't go several months without drawing. Then you forget how to draw. Yeah, I remembered again. I wanted to talk about my YouTube channel a bit, but yeah, the thing is though with like my YouTube channel overall, I'm still figuring out what I want to do, because I feel like for the past few years, like even since I don't know, like I'd say ever since whenever I started my YouTube channel, I was really inspired by like the like storytime animation YouTube that was really taking off at the time. And I always was considering the idea of starting a YouTube channel, and then that's what made me decide to actually get to work and make some videos. And then that's when I made my first video. But then after probably around 2019, after I became a furry, I sort of started losing interest in storytime animation on YouTube, and I still like to animate and draw, but overall the entire genre, like I have not watched an animation storytime YouTuber in like, I'd say probably at least 2 years at this point. And so I overall like lost interest in that, and as a result, I had basically no idea what I wanted to do with my channel. And now I've kind of migrated from storytime animation over to the furry fandom, and I'm still trying to figure out what kind of voice I want to have on YouTube and how I want to contribute to the fandom or internet creativity as a whole. And I've also actually been debating whether or not I even want to continue doing my work on YouTube. Like, the fact is though, like, I'm still going to keep making things. It's just that it's either going to be on YouTube or it's going to be my own website. Because I don't ever want to monetize my YouTube channel. Just because I am not dealing with that AdSense bullshit. However, I know, and I also just don't support massive corporations like Google, but I know even though my channel is not monetized, I am still contributing to Google's bottom line, because my videos and my subscribers are flocking to the website to see my videos along with other people's, and then that still allows then other monetized videos which generate revenue for Google to, so basically I'm still providing YouTube with traffic that gives them revenue. And so having like, it's sort of like an indirect monetization, if that makes sense, and it still doesn't feel right, but anyway. Me going on a socialist rant about YouTube. Anyway, but you get the idea. Of course, though, the option of making my own website has always been there. It's just that that does make it tricky, because I won't have access to some resources on YouTube, like the YouTube audio library. Because the YouTube audio library, like, that stuff is only authorized for use within YouTube's ecosystem, you know? So that's what makes it, like, I'd have to produce my own music and all that, or contact an artist who gives me direct permission. But then again, though, I also do like to make music, so eventually that's something that wouldn't be much of an issue. So there's all that kind of stuff. Deku, Pine Cuties. No. but I feel like really around 2019 was whenever my own sort of unique creative vision really started to manifest. And I've basically, even to this day, not really pursued it. And so that's something I really want to start working on, and I just need to figure out how to do that on my channel. No. Yes, it's the truth. No. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm just overthinking all of this. Like, I don't know if the legs look just fine or what. It actually looks a little better if I shift it up a bit, it seems. But if I shift up the legs a bit and then scale up the upper part of the body, because he does need to be a little chunky. Like, I don't want to lose that proportion. There we go, something kind of like that. Oh my god, select the pen. Free. What if I did this for the proportion? Something like this, maybe? So if I were to imagine another arm here, I know they need to terminate, like, somewhere, like, right below the thigh, like, around the knee, kind of. I don't know how to feel about being 18 in 6 days. Yeah, time is unfair. It really is. I still refuse to believe that 2019 was, like, 3 years ago. I think I miss 2019 a lot. I'm really nostalgic to that year just because that was mainly the year I became a furry. And it was the last year before loads of crazy shit happened, like COVID and my parents being jackasses. Aw, thank you, E. I like the chub too. Needs to be a little chubby. It's just like, you know, it's already hard enough with me struggling with proportions, but then also trying to achieve a specific body type in my drawing makes it that much harder. I feel like the chest is too close to the stomach now. Oh my goodness. Welcome to an art stream where instead of drawing art, I just keep on rescaling and redrawing and then redrawing and rescaling the redrawn and rescaled proportions over and over in an infinite cycle. But yeah, I with my creative projects, I feel like I just have so many interests, and one of the things I don't like is like just I constantly have like this thought like that there's so many interests and so many hobbies that I'd like to pursue. But honestly, I think I have so many that like it reaches a point where it's like I doubt if I'd even be able to get decent at all of the skills and all the different hobbies I want to pursue in like a single human lifetime. And that just fucking sucks. Like, I really would like to learn, the main things is I'd, like, of course, I already do 2D art. I would like to learn to paint, like, kind of doing, like, digital painting and that sort of stuff. I think that would be really cool. And maybe also learn to, I want to continue to definitely improve my music skills. I also would really, I think it would be cool if I also learned Blender. I really am interested in that and like 3D modeling stuff. The main reason being is because I also like to do programming a little bit, and mainly not for anything pragmatic or anything like that. I just like to code to make models and like simulations and then just run it and see what it does. So I don't really code. Like, I like math and coding not because of like the practical uses of it, but there definitely are, but also just because I kind of use math and code almost just like a toy that I just play with, that I just like to make experiments and run simulations. I actually, I have a simulation running on my calculator across the room right now, and my phone is propped up above it, recording a time lapse of a simulation. But yeah, once I learn how to render images in Python, because I am learning stuff like the pillow module, then I could make an image sequence which I could then convert to a video to render the output of a simulation. And I think I'd definitely like to tie that into my creative work, because I know it's possible to take, to like run Python code inside Blender, or even if I'm not able to figure that out, I can animate my simulations outputs inside of Blender by simply creating animation curves and then importing those into Blender, like just copying and pasting it, and it's that simple. And so I think it'd be really cool. Like, one idea I have is just combining my coding skills and like my artistic skills to make like really cool presentations. So, and then there's also another interest of mine that like I recently got into, is just kind of like mechanics, like not like mechanical engineering or anything like that, but more like mechanical structures, like things like clockwork and kinetic sculptures. Kinetic sculptures are just so cool. I can't stop watching them all day. And if I'm ever able to afford commissioning one, I would love to have one in my dream home one day. It would be very cool. But I also like that kind of stuff, and so, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, that takes like machining and building and like clockwork, stuff like that, and then you also have like Python and Blender and art and music and 3D modeling, and it's just, it's a lot, and I don't know how to consolidate all of that into one channel or like one persona on the internet. And that's the summation of, that's the main crisis I'm trying to resolve, is how I express my voice on the internet. And there's other technical projects too that I like to do that kind of tie in the coding side. I'm actually building a redstone computer in Minecraft right now, that can basically run a machine learning program. And that's going pretty well. And I just, the main thing though, that I would like to do projects like that on YouTube, but I think the main issue is that if I were to do projects like that, like Cellular Automaton and simulations and stuff like that in coding, I want to do it out of curiosity and out of just like more like creativity, you know what I mean? Like using it for that kind of purpose. I don't want to be a coding channel. Like, I'm not a freaking coding channel. Like, I like to talk to my friends about coding and how that kind of stuff works, but I don't want to do it all the time on my channel. That's just something that doesn't interest me at all. And I also really want to... I'm not really drawing right now. I'm just kind of talking to the microphone at this point. It's really hard to do both simultaneously, but I'm like just kind of trying to figure that out. And the other main issue is that I would consider that Minecraft project to be another one of like my little like creative coding projects, kind of, you know, because I'm like basically just making a computer in Minecraft. But the issue is though, if I make that video, people will then assume, people who are new viewers to the channel will watch that and then just assume I'm a Minecraft channel, which I'm not, you know? And so and then I'm worried people are just going to be like, wait, what the hell? This is a Minecraft video, but all your other videos aren't Minecraft. It's like, yeah, cause I'm not a Minecraft channel. I just like to experiment with stuff like that. So that's another main issue as well. So I'm not sure how to handle that. I don't know if I should just go ahead and make the video. But yeah. M39 says, your voice is really soothing. Oh, thank you. I get that a lot from my friends. A lot of them really like my voice. But yeah, I think overall the proportions on this actually look pretty good. I'm gonna flip the canvas once more. Ooh, I haven't tried rotating it. Wonder what that would do for it. Like, I'm looking at this here. Oh. I just realized something. The hips kind of widen farther up on the body. So like around here is where the hips need to expand out a bit. So this is kind of where the hips are if I were to mark it. I'm actually doing something really weird right now. I'm one of those people who can like blur my vision on command. And I'm just doing that because I find it's like, if I slightly blur my vision, it's easier to see the overall shape of the body and how it looks. It's actually my first time doing that while working on an art project, but it already helps a lot. Because I feel like I've just like overcomplicated this a lot. Also later, do you want to call? I'm not really sure. I'm not feeling particularly social today. It looks like, when I blur my vision, it looks almost like the belly is like around here. Like big. I think the issue is that the area where I marked out the belly doesn't go down far enough. Like the thighs are kind of disconnected from it. Yee, it's a big belly. Maybe something like that? Nah, that doesn't look right. Let me redo that, actually. Let me, aha. That looks better. Then maybe if I move this down a bit, because it feels like it's still a bit high up on the body. Yee. So yeah, this is like relative to the legs, the belly does look like the proportions are correct now. It's just that it's really huge compared to the body. Aw, thank you, Siege. Cute lad. He do be cute. Ah! Oh, how does this compare to that? There we go. I like how this line, all these lines are just totally destroyed because I have just used the lasso and transform tool so much on this. Well, the belly looks good, but now the legs look like they're too small. Maybe something like this? I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like I might just need to take a break from this project and then like look at it again in a few days. And then, because usually that's how I realize what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm starting to get a bit burnt out. I think I might need to take a little break. You know what? That's what I'll do. Yeah. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm just gonna get another glass of water and chill out. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. What is this doing? What on earth? There. What if I just did that? Transform center to screen. Something like that, yeah. Alright. I'll be back in just a few more minutes. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I think that's a spam bot in the chat. Hi, everybody, I'm back. Okay. Get my tablet. Where did I? Oh, there it is. Looking for my mug. That's what I use to prop it up. Use that to prop up my tablet. Okay, I'm back. Let's see here. Come on, tablet. There it goes. Let's see. So, alright, so I'm looking at this again. Let me erase all that. You know, I'm debating eating out tonight. I'm not sure if I want to, though. But I'm considering it. So yeah, I'm just gonna delete this because I've changed the body proportions so much at this point. Yeah, when I draw a ref sheet, since I specifically want the front and the back views to have the same pose, I usually just copy and paste it and flip it horizontally, and then edit a bunch of the shapes and volumes so that it looks like it's from the back view instead of the front. Yeah, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be streaming, just because I've already been streaming for like almost 2 hours and I'm starting to get really tired. One thing I might do next time I stream while I take a break from this, if I end up taking a break from my ref sheet, because I feel like overall I really need to get... I'm still trying to get back in the swing of things. When it comes to furry art. Look at this cutie. Pine Fox is a bean. So the knee is now on the other side, this way. Are all my pens so tiny? And also the face won't be visible on this side. So, wow, that ear is really off. Ah! There we go, something like that. This is just kind of a rough drawing of what it would look like from this side. Then this... I keep on selecting the wrong tools. There we go. So then that's the other thigh. Oh yeah, now that I think of it, the height of these legs needs to be swapped. Because, if we look at this side, this paw is lower to the ground than this paw because this one is closer to the viewer than this one. But now it's the opposite. So now this paw needs to be closer than this one. Let's see what happens if I just transform it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should do it. My god, why does my pen keep shrinking? Every time I select my pen tool, it keeps on like setting it to like a tiny size. I don't know why. Clip Studio Paint, why you do this? There we go, something like that. I do need to fix this. So I'm thinking right now, this is gonna be on the other side of the chest, so we'll just kind of make it a dotted line like that. And then this paw will be on this side here. Like this, except we don't want the side facing the viewer to have an arm on it because we don't want the design on the back to be covered up. So we're just going to leave it there, and then I'm going to draw the arm in right here. And then right here is where his tail will connect to his spine. Oh, I love the spam, those stupid spam bots that just say meaningless garbage. They're really getting out of control on YouTube. It's just comical how many there are now, and YouTube does jack shit to stop them. And then if you try to moderate it yourself, the tools that they give the creators are absolute worthless garbage. Like you can only delete one comment at a time manually. I remember I saw this video. There's a YouTuber who's like a programming channel, I think, who actually started his own independent Python project, and it literally just helps, and all it does is it allows you to moderate your content on your channel. You know, you'd think that's something that would be included in the box on YouTube, but it's not, because of course it's not. YouTube is fun that way. There we go. I'm just gonna take this. We're just gonna clean up that line a little bit more. There we go. So that's the back view now. So if I were to pretend I drew the tail here, it would look like this. Oh, wait. I just realized this tail line art is here. It can't be here. Erase it. There we go. Okay, so finally, this is an estate that I'm mostly happy with. So before I mess it up or screw up anything with it, I actually did notice one thing. The spot where this leg starts to bow back to the front looks a bit off. Yeah, it needs to be shifted up a bit more. Like that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at like this, and if there's anything super egregious or wrong with it, I'll notice it whenever I pick this up again in a few days. But I think that, yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave the ref sheet for now, because I need a break from it. I'm getting really burnt out, and it's becoming harder to notice any issues with it. So we're just gonna leave it there for now for a few days. If I do work on anything art related for the next few days, I am wanting to tweak my my logo a bit, just because there are just a few minor things. It's still going to be the same. I'm just changing it a tad bit, but there's that. So yeah, I think that's about it then. So yeah. So for the next few days, and there is music I want to work on too. It's just that I'm not sure if I want to stream that or not. I don't know, because when it comes to music, I don't really like to share it a whole lot until it's complete, but maybe that'll change. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And this is where I'm going to call it for